Red from the side of Boom, setting up that stealth,
let's go nonton dulu
that
bro.
forward presence at Mount.
EMF versus
Able to avoid
Paperrex
catastrophe for the moment.
Arcros just confirming more players are still around at the C side of things. I mean, you would have heard that from the orb being gathered as well by NC Slasher to get closer to it.
Trying to go for the
kakinya dok.
flick, and DOS9
Si Dos
taking
kena.
down to 6 HP.
You don't want to contend with the thorns there. That one is quite understandable. Now the minute mark to be hit, and Paperrex have gone looking.
And Patman pushing forward here, but not overextending. A little bit of noise made there.
Something of note as well. Patman, no more Prowlers, Jing, no more Boombot 2, so it does come down to these more deeper stages where the rifle action is going to be a bit more prominent.
As the Haunt. See when that does get sent, something for now.
30 seconds left.
Just hang back, dodge the stun, Famous. Ready to push, but something a little bit snappier with it.
Gitu, bro.
Takes in the pieces, yeah, 20 seconds, and there's still that Odin locked inside of Tree. Forsaken's just spraying through now, finds the first, NC Slasher gonna be taken down. In this round, it's over. They need the breakthrough, and they just absolutely cannot. Wall never got popped.
Yeah.
And there you go. No back-to-back gonna be found. Paperrex continue, now 4-1.
I mean, when that shear isn't popped in a potential B split, you do just have all eyes essentially towards outside the baby door, and then you've got the spam to come through from Forsaken. Not too much of a wide angle that you need to think about there. It's a very sharp one though from Something with the operator in this round as well. So far you've only got one round on the board as Boom, and it was on that lesser equipped one. Well, now you're back onto a bit of a lesser equipped variety. Maybe it is a situation where you need to go a little bit faster, right? You're getting really close to a couple of these ultimates, though. Maybe the faster one might be in the round after this.
Love to have the overdrive at this point, but Famous just hasn't been able to find that impact.
Build
Build this up fast enough. Forsaken repositioning, just spraying through here, hoping that he gets somebody trapped with this sheer wall.
Yeah, just trying to find them when the expectation is going to be to bait out the shear, which it now will be done successfully.
Stealth going to be sent, and Forsaken, he says, well, I'm at upper now. Famous.
Gay anjir.
To the brain. Odin claims his life.
Ini kalau ada Berlin nih, gay nih,
Solid
baca banget.
position from DOS9, sliding forward, unanticipated.
Yeah, it was
what the fuck, man?
It was when
Tom Jack
Forsaken was actually paranoid, so he didn't hear it.
Popoyo.
Really nicely done from DOS9.
A little bit of a slower read, a pivot across towards A, now realizing that it's going to be on the C site.
Spike plant.
Orang tua
Just lobbed
dah.
in the corner, NC Slasher finished
Gila,
off, taken
Jing.
down. Solid paint shells there from Jing. DOS9 up top of the box, does that get anticipated? Push onto the corner, Shiro able to find one. Jing not looking up though.
Popoyo
DOS9
siapa
does
ya?
manage to catch him by surprise.
Anak RP pasti ya kan, profilnya udah RP banget.
Flash, double facing forward and something.
Gila-gila Something nih the best nih.
Doing as something does.
Something menyala
Bounds
gara-gara
forward with the
Brimstone
shorty at
kemarin,
hand.
2 digit
Cuts him
anjir
down to size.
ACS-nya.
Damage dealt, but still cash up plenty here for the side of Paperrex.
Yeah, slight little moment of worry in that round for them as Jing satchels in and he actually bopped his teammate off the line and he fell because of that one, but he still manages to have a little bit of recovery towards the
Udah nggak
round.
masak lagi,
There were no
bro.
ultimates going into that retake scenario as well for the likes of Paperrex,
Oh,
but a great little
di-combo,
combo
anjing.
to dispatch of NC Slasher who did pick up the
Sekarang
rolling
udah nganggur,
thunder.
bro.
Could see the idea that he
Udah nggak
wanted to
masak
deploy that
lagi,
one in
bro.
the round as well.
Makanya info
May very
locker,
well
bro.
have been needed for Boom's chances there. But now you come in towards the next round where you do have your full investment. You got a lot more ults online for both of the squads.
Armageddon rolling thunder combo potentially there. Paperrex, another showstopper for Jing as he's 12-2-2.
Yeah, having an absolute heater.
Something.
Emang
Trying to
pindah
go for the
kerja?
quick peek.
Nggak
It's a
pindah,
bit of
emang
damage.
udah
Similarly, though,
kelar.
packed up at 55.
Lucky to get away
Nganggur
though.
sekarang.
with
Gua
that
udah
peek.
di
And family
Indo
members we were just
sekarang
waiting
tuh.
for in spawn.
Udah nggak di sana. Udah di Indo parah.
Position of the shear wall, actually setting it up on this C site.
Noted.
Spots it. And clears it.
Oh.
Nope.
No, they.
Now they clear.
Okay.
That's fine.
Second attempt to try and do that. Meanwhile, you've got some repositions from Paperrex as Something gets on
Lagi
at
di
the
Indo,
A lobby
bro.
line.
Bukan di Amrik.
And the rest of the squad playing 2 and 2. Devi and Patman a lot to do on this C site though, if that's where things do eventuate.
Zergs just around the corner.
Nice.
Jing just a little bit faster.
Ini gay anjing nih orang nih.
Previous damage dealt to
Kenapa
Berserks. making a bit of a difference there. It's getting picked apart.
And these are the situations where you expect something to be using the dimensional drift to pivot some information for the rest of the team and allow Jing to get on in, but Boom are changing it up. They wanted to go.
Up and over the top.
Oh, injury flick.
Stomping him there, but he actually dies of fall damage. Bit of a king moment there, as now the Armageddon going to be rolling out the buy in the push forward ahead of this one, but DOS9 is there, has the angle, has the headshot. Something arrives on the site. Still just the open hand though. It's
nice.
Flick and a half.
Something menyala bro.
I have no idea how he managed to find that, but they have bought time.
Ya nggak lanjut.
Spike never
Dindo
planted
aja nemenin bokap
throughout this
gua.
year. Now being committed to. Splash sent up and over the top. The peak
Nice.
coming in.
Satu
Pac-Man
lagi.
leading the charge and finding
Itu
it
dia,
them
Pac-Man.
both. Paperrex.
Jangan
Continuing
mengecewakan
now.
main freak bro.
6 rounds secured on the defending side here of Lotus.
Just a lot of distraction from Paperrex sent in towards that round, isn't it? When you got the dimensional drift that's coming
Popoyo
out from
siapa,
something,
Cok?
keeping the Boom
Siapa?
members on their toes, getting some utility thrown in there yet again. You've got Jing making sure that he's finding berserks, but it's this moment here with
Anjay,
the
di flick.
showstopper, 36 HP that's actually
Show
taken
me
there
this
in
flick.
the fall damage. He's seen his tootsies, but he still has to vertically hit that one. 2 versus 2 scenario.
Nggak ada temen
and it
cuy,
was,
makanya gue
you
nggak
know,
lanjut.
vulnerability when you're trying to establish a plant. So that's the sort of sticky
Gara-gara nggak ada
situation.
temen
Had
aja
Boom
gue.
got the plant
Makanya
down
lu mau
earlier
nemenin
enough,
gue
you
ke
know, maybe
US
coming
lagi.
out with something different. But 6-1 as you mentioned, Boom calling for the timeout.
First one committed here.
Anjing.
The wolf in the dark. That is adorable.
Au.
They did not coexisting creatures, as it turns out, as far as the their timelines.
No, neither is a meteor and a dinosaur, as we found out from yesterday.
Yeah, that's the one that missed.
Yep.
You know, the percentage was increasing. They said, oh, like, you know, there's that 3% chance it's going to strike Earth, and then it went away.
Just passed the Earth.
Well, some fans over from across the pond there. Japan, the cheer on at Paperrex. And right now, they are being well rewarded for their fans.
For this map, one of the ones that they've played the most this year. And you kind of do see why at the moment. A really good idea on this defensive side. Still, economy not really toyed with for them as well, so they're going to have buys or buys unless we really see something different come out from Boom. Timeout before this round, coming into...
Perek kalau kalah nih di sini.
Thrifty, essentially.
Iko mereka.
Famous can't get anything done with the Bucky. You got to see the ultimate invested.
I mean, say it would be a thrifty, but that's the one round that Boom got.
Yeah.
Was a thrifty.
Oh iya si Clay, si
Credit
Clay.
was given to
Ah
the
iya
Red Bull Clutch
Clay.
from DOS9.
Gimana Clay, masih RP kalau Clay?
There's just no space yet for Boom that they've really been able to find. Of course, the Shearer is over to the seaside yet again, but that's being protected by something first on the operator line. You got things motioning towards the seaside for Boom. They're going to have an investment of a fault line and the stealth drone from Shiro to get Famous on in. But apart from that, yeah, you've got control. That's just going to bring rotations from Paperrex.
Somehow Famous dodging damage there. Not going to get caught there by the shots.
Nih gue streaming lagi. Siapa Clay?
It's positioned.
Streamingnya ya main santai aja, main one human. Lu tau one human gak? Nah gue main itu. Terus kadang main Valo juga. Gitu-gitu aja, main gameplay santai. RP sekarang terlalu berat anjir. Aduh.
Catastrophe, but Shiro with a solid follow-up shot! Tries to get them back into this, but the Divide comes away with the kill as NC Slasher's going to be taken down. The stun going to be sent his way, but now Jing pushing forward. The door gets hit, something finds a headshot. The spike is on the floor. DOS9 is in heaven.
DOS9, treble.
Top of the rope is Jing will go ahead and find the last kill. 7-1. Timeout call. Not leading to a thrifty, but can it lead to a round win with a buy behind? We're about to find out.
That's the early game right now. The Boom are struggling in. It's finding any advantages. It's finding any space that they're not really being contended with by Paperrex, who just have a great fundamental understanding of where they need to put their pieces. Very happy enough to have something looking at an operator line by himself, more often than not, having the Odin go burr as well.
Clay, kalau lu
And then
mau
meanwhile, you've
main
got some good
Valo
timing
atau
on
apa
Pac-Man in
boleh
the
lah.
roster now with the Prowlers,
Mabar
right?
kita,
He's layering them around the map very nicely, I say. Got to see what the difference on this buy-up is going to be for Boom this time, though. Controllers up through pillars already to the front of B. Patman, one on the side itself.
Locating target.
Turn again, sent something just going to back away. Nothing spotted. Now goes for the pink and
What the hell?
great headshot.
Shot cepat banget tuh C-nya masuk.
Looking to try to reposition.
Nice.
Gets himself in
Nice
deep over by C.
Buset.
The one-way setup.
Finally a situation as well for Boom where they can get the plant down and have enough time to set up for a post plant.
But they don't have the pit to try to go along with it.
4 second udah mulai ini bro.
Yeah, remove the guns.
Says, let's put you back on a Thrifty. Overdrive going to be popped though, and Famous. He likes those odds. Pushing forward, able to find one. Doss9 holding things down at the back as Famous comes away with a third. Forsaken now has to do the lion's share of the work, and that is an immense amount of immediate damage. Famous with a 4K will get Boom their first proper round victory, and a second one here on the board.
Converting with the opening kill as well is actually monumental for Boom, right? They need these sort of advantages, and they need to be able to have some time to settle down, figure out a bit of an adjustment plan. Not dropping in the pit this round either. It's just the timing for something over at the C-Mound side of things. You know, generally, if you'd see Devi put the Arc Rose over at Mound, he can be flashing first to allow something to go on for that peak a little bit more comfortably. But just the timing that Famous gets across and then is able...
What the hell? Kenapa nih?
To overdrive in towards the
positions the question at the same time. Forsaken, he just peeks out of B, finds Shiro there and Spawn, and all the chaos that's ensuing around towards Mound.
Yep, and they can disconnect now. They've got the opening kill on a Shiro. That removes the salvos, that removes some information. Absolutely pivotal for a team like Boom right now to have something like that online, because if you don't, I mean, that's no real information. You got to sacrifice bodies.
Kayaknya burik banget.
Game is just going to try to find anything that he can get here. Maybe a jiggle peek. This angle, though, be a hell of a flick on the Jing, but now is a bit more realigned.
Things going towards this A side with a potential pivot through the baby door back towards B, though. And Paperrex starts to rotate towards A. There goes Forsaken.
Yep, Famous able to find it. After Chalk, hold off the approach here. Jing swooping around. 2 players now contained back behind this smoke. Berserk's going to try to hold the line, but gets full flash. They turn around, and they're able to find it. For a second, looked like it might have ended with disaster.
Nice.
Double push forward into the smoke, Shorty in hand. Jing ends up falling to the wayside. Now 3v3. Famous looking for the shot. It's Pac-Man who finds it.
Bisa
Just over the shoulder
dipantengin
with the
cowok harusnya.
Doesn't find the contact, and now Spike opened up to start getting tapped here. Swing out, Devi. Holding from the one angle, loses out the fight. Pac-Man now has to clutch this out. NC Slasher down to a sliver, dead. Does he read the reposition? Has the Shorty. Seems like he has an idea, but the time is starting to dwindle. Footsteps going to be heard. Gets it down to half, and Pac-Man! Does he actually have it? Oh, 0.3 seconds away from pulling off what would have been a monstrous clutch. But Boom, narrowly scraped by.
I mean, that doesn't give you too much confidence as Boom. It's a sigh of relief that they're able to come away with that one, isn't it? 4 versus 5 conversion that they're able to get in. I mean, Berserk gets absolutely completely blinded, so no pit to be able to put on towards it. And I thought that actually Paperrex noted that both of those members had gone in towards the Heaven location earlier on with the double peek and the Shorty spot, but you never really know if they repositioned with the time or went for a bit of a flank. Valiant attempt from Paperrex there, but finally we got another round on the board for Boom. It's in succession as well.
And now we also eventually get some op-B off.
Yeah.
Or grab from something does give him another dimensional drift.
More importantly though, for Boom, the pit and a Rolling Thunder if you can set it up.
Jump out. And an exit. Pac-Man left to his own device. Lingers within. Meanwhile, double push around the back is Forsaken, trying to readjust, but Jing right there to play off it as well. And Shiro now putting his sights through and losing the fight. Jing comes away with another kill as something does end up falling. Breaks open the C site here.
Oke, jangan dipaksa. Jal.
Timing though from Pac-Man, swinging around the back. Watched here by NC Slasher. The first shot missed here. And in perfect position to capitalize. Doesn't read NC Slasher's spot, but now has all the info that they need. From here, the Rolling Thunder, far too risky. 14 health remaining.
Yeah, udah baca
You'll see the Shorty. And he'll shut it down.
Yeah, just already tagging him up makes it a little bit easier for Paperrex to come in together as a team at the end. A really great idea to just get through the A lobby earlier. You know, the respot as well from Patman's Prowler, noting that Shiro is still up the guts of B as well. So you've just got a really great plan from Paperrex in this round to have the components for the trades available. And really lock a sticky situation in this one for Boom. The real only way they're getting back in that sort of scenario in the 3 versus 2 is if the shot is hit from Famous for a 2 versus 2 and they're rolling thundering one side where they're expecting the opponents to come from and setting him up on another op line.
And now look at what you have for Paperrex. That final kill from Jing in the previous round. Another showstopper, his third of the half at the ready. If that pit comes into play, you've got something who can scout. And the Rocket that can flush out a Viper, but something, never mind, is going to be taken down. Rocket does go flying. Damage found on a Famous, but kill not coming through. Swings in with the Stinger. Jing finds the headshot. Is able to shut down the enemy Neon. Ultimately a trade up here from the side of Paperrex. Player advantage in their hands. Now everyone from Boom committed and contained within this Rebel position.
Big duel to actually win here.
I think that they can rotate out, and Forsaken is lurking with a Judge around the corner. If they choose to go into B, they might just save themselves, but otherwise, a drift towards C, towards Mound could cost them.
Oh, but it does look like they're toying with the idea of C.
They're clustered up. This could be devastating. There's one. Can't find the second.
They're actually going to beat Paperrex towards this C side too, so maybe finally we're going to get the pit in play for Berserks.
The two players with ults at the ready. NC Slasher gives it a consideration. Opts to go ahead, save it here, perhaps for the post plant. Pit goes in first, but Patman on a little bit of a faster timing, pushes forward, finds him. NC Slasher now has to do it all, but the peek over the top, the spike never planted. Jing in pole position strikes, and Paperrex are up 9-3 as they now swap to the attacking side of Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the 10-2 half that they got against T1 if you consider Boom's side of things, right? But it's just another story where Paperrex have really great ideas on this defensive time. They've got great recognition of the gaps around the map, and Boom, I mean, we've seen that they haven't really played this map too much, right? A really big win against Global Esports, but that was in, what, week 2 of the group stage? That was absolute weeks ago. If you've not been prepping and being ready for this one here, and you're watching the game yesterday, you're still allowing this map to come in towards this series? I mean, it's not good yet.
Oh, this is revealing. Do you like seeing your boyfriend suffer?
I mean, he's not been suffering too much lately with the wins they've been getting, so...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But that might mean that she's suffering, if that's what she...
right.
She prefers to see him angry.
Yep. Go to all animals, who takes the crown, the dinosaur or the wolf?
Dinosaur lah.
I mean, one of them is extinct, so...
one of them is also just a category.
Yes, this is true. Which dinosaur?
Yeah. Which one?
I guess Tyrannosaurus Rex, right?
Triceratops, Raptor, T-Rex. Like this is, you know... Pterodactyl. Another good choice.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus.
I like the ones that can fly.
Brontosaurus.
Because we can't do that. It's just an avenue that we don't get to experience as humans. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. We'll see. Flipping up on the half, though. Let's see if Jing is going to be able to carry on with this absolute destruction that he came out with on the defensive side, by the way. Or if Boom are going to be able to answer back now with the double controller setup that they have deployed on this map.
Yeah, I think Boom could run this back from defending side. Be able to take this map. It would be one of the biggest comebacks we have seen. With context included. Flashes out onto multiple players. Shiro able to find one, but I mean, it just lost in the sauce. It's up falling to something's hands. DOS9 though, nice little lurk behind the box. Finds Patman, finds Devi. DOS9 continuing to try to be the hero here for the team, but Jing cutting him down with the Sheriff and finding the follow-up on the Famous.
Alright.
Both pistols in the hands of Paperrex as they get themselves up to double digits.
Yeah, that makes things monumentally more difficult for Boom now in this map. I mean, maybe it is another scenario like yesterday where Paperrex had to just write off Fracture in their mind when they had an abysmal performance there and look to have map 2 and map number 3 go your way. Maybe that's too early to say at the moment, but Jing getting active yet again with a lot of the kills. We did see on Haven, for example, Primi come out with a really good half of 19 frags on that attacking side and ending up with 25. I mean, I think Jing is looking to do a little bit better than that as an individual performance.
hell of a way to start things off for him. Kind of having the game that we were maybe anticipating to see from something, given how he played the Euro just yesterday.
Yep.
Jing absolutely outpacing him so far. Still fairly light on the pie here for the side of Paperrex, considering the lead that they do have, not wanting to take too many risks. Seems like they're sticking to the game plan no matter what.
Yeah, if the plan right now is end at 8, well, you only have to contend with NC Slasher, and then you can play it to your heart's content and have a pretty easy close to the round. Meanwhile, C-Mound, little counterplay from Boom over there, but it's going to have no value.
Prowler checking, not spotting. NC Slasher for now, still hidden here at backside. Boombot ends up bouncing one more time, and Forsaken plays off the back of it beautifully. He rides the rope, must not have been blinded, finds the headshot. It's DOS9. Just get taken down, and Jing gets spared.
What? Yo, amplop.
Forsaken continuing to challenge the angle.
Yeah, it was a bit of a team blind, unfortunately, there from Forsaken that got his little friend. Yeah. It was the Paranoia and Salvo combo from Boom over at Mound.
Paperrex is about to get silly. Looking for the flash out. Nothing really noted there. Something finding the shot. They're continuing to run forward. All right, they get the cleanup. It's going to be a flawless here. As Paperrex getting the heart going, making me concerned. I thought they were going to just rush out, lose a bunch of weapons.
No, they just want to add a little bit more entertainment towards this one. They can't win a map cleanly. They have to do something silly. But no, good to see that all 5 are alive. You know, they come into that round with a couple of pistols as well, so you can potentially see now this bonus round look a little bit more stronger with holding for the rifles, which is exactly what they do. An operator, meanwhile, for Famous, glass cannon style. At least it's out early, right? Last time we saw Boom play, they had, what, 2 operators in play total?
It took them 6 rounds to be able to get it.
Yeah.
The first time out. But yeah, glass cannon, no fast lane. Forsaken just setting up the smoke, and now is well aware of this op being in play. Makes a TP. It's a little bit of an investigation here onto the site. They were thinking maybe he could be backside.
Where does he want to go, though? Just sit here?
He's just smiling.
Yeah, wait for your teammate to see if you can reveal any opponents. I mean, it's putting a little bit of pressure right now onto DOS9, who, well, doesn't feel pressured anymore that he's found Forsaken.
Shrugs that off. In the meantime, Shiro did get tagged down. 10 HP remaining there on Boom's Tejo. Zek into the B side, getting ready to come to fruition. The Thorns that just go ahead, hold off that back angle, upper, to get the spot on NC Slasher. There's something checking around towards stairs and hits the headshot through the corner.
Pivot towards the A site now as well, and I'm looking at the utility of Boom. You have nothing really to play for on this retake.
No Paranoia, just a fault line, and it's already going to be sent as they try to get themselves into positions, but you still have a Viper that's a world away. Jing, however, does get caught. DOS9. At top, just managed to go ahead and find the one, flashing into the swing out, and Divide, collecting another. It's himself too. Finishing off that low HP member.
What the hell?
Zerx
line them up.
Has them lined up. Paperrex recounting back to Master Shanghai. Themselves stacked in front of one another. Die together. And that does give Boom a round win.
Yeah. Not bad for Boom, but not the way that you want to be getting another round on the board, is it? Into the bonus round where you only take out 1 weapon, albeit the operator, so you'll at least be okay that you take that into the next one. Timing and rotations.
Such a quick shot.
From Paperrex. Still giving a massive crack in this one. Just want to see this last kill and how they do line up for him. It's a bit of a waltz for Berserks, and yeah, I mean, he's just shooting through his teammates, falling corpse at that moment. Still, Boom on the board again. Will stave off Paperrex from getting map point in the first one of this elimination game.
But yeah, so much damage dealt here. So another outlaw brought forward.
It's not
only 2 half armors actually here, so not too bad. Divide just disrespects the smoke, pushing forward, catching DOS9 and Famous. That would have been one hell of a flick. Close but no cigar. Something does get taken down. Alt gained in death. And as Prowler to try to check around the back. And so far, Berserk's avoiding detection. The bound across, Jing still somehow comes away with that kill. The judge now from Forsaken just storming forward towards Waterfall. And even gets Shiro down to 67. The armor ripped away from him.
And you've got an operator, remember, for this retake. Do you have to consider saving this to the next round?
I think you absolutely do. But at that point, you're no longer playing for the win. You're playing to try to push it into overtime. We'll see what the call does end up looking like for Boom. Might be best to just cut the losses here on the map and then focus forward for their own map pick. And see Slasher, however, is able to find one. The judge for now on the ground. Showstopper, however, similarly at the ready. Just looking to try to contain them back. Boom, pushing forward, persevering. Paint shell set. Jing frantically trying to figure out Shiro's position. Shiro will get him with the wall bang shot. Once again, up, can it be retained? Boom, continue to persevere.
Yeah, by the narrowest of margins yet again, 7 seconds and change on the clock. So a 3 versus 4 retake that they find successful. Think about, you know, the call that they would have had to make in the scenario like that as well. What do we wait for? But we find some good timing on Forsaken looking the wrong way. The operator comes out, and then there's a couple of trades. The 1 versus 1, similar HP for both members at the end as well, but Shiro getting that one, so they will hold on, and it really is feeling like it's Boom holding on at the moment, but maybe now a moment of reprieve. Stingers, Light Shields, Steel Garden though, Dimensional Drift, I mean, you could actually invest those in a round such as this as Paperrex.
Knowing the team, they very well may.
It could be quicker towards the C site with the Nightfall to lead first too.
Get the pain shell. Sending him off the angle here. Bucky in hand for Jing, just trying to scare him off and force him back. A bit of damage here, now down to 21. Swing onto the corner though, Forsaken, doubling back. Not Shiro. Dead. Devi got the stinger, pushes in, finds Berserks.
Voila.
That's the Slasher fishing through the smoke, is able to find one. The spike drop for a brief little moment. Famous with the off. The swing down, and NC Slasher loses the fight. Famous has to do it all. The question is, again, do you save it or do you try to play it out? His teammates will have relayed how low some of these players are, but now he's trapped in, slides across, gets the no-scope. Oh, tiny bit of style perhaps.
One bullet.
Wait, one bullet.
One bullet. Reloads. Can he split this? No. The Bucky will once again sing out. Silencing Famous as Paperrex get themselves up to map point.
I mean, I'm talking about maybe a Dimensional Drift and Steel Garden, and that they just invest the Nightfall, and they make it look easy a little bit there, don't they? They're just straight shooting in towards it. They're getting the trades. They're commanding space towards the halls as well. Just the Stingers and the Bucky getting the job done. And that pushes Paperrex onto round number 12. Now, map point. This is their own map pick of choice, by the way, for those that may have just joined us during the map.
Yep.
Now it's 7 in a row that Boom would need to find to push us into an overtime scenario.
Who's next? Hit on C, Dimensional Drift, storming through the B side here for the moment. Push up, close angle, Jing able to find one before being taken down. Jump up into the smoke. Shorty shot, not quite connecting there as something. Quick little exit. Forsaken in the meantime, though, he's pinching forward. He's gotten himself as well over to the baby door. And now this back rubble position is all but shattered. Wide open. It's just DOS9 and Berserks left standing.
Yeah, DOS9 could get out of there, but his teammate couldn't. And Berserks just used the pit at the C site, remember? So they kind of knew where he was already.
Just TPing in, checking things out. Nothing spotted Berserks. Just the stinger in the smoke. As the C's gets a grab. I think noise has been made. And like you're pointing out to me now, yep, Devi still on a lurk. Maybe a timing. DOS9 seemingly has spotted him, but Devi just wins the fight. 13-5. An explosive performance from Paperrex on their map pick of Lotus as they take the opening map here in this elimination series.
Yeah, it just definitely feels like Lotus is a very comfortable map for Paperrex when they are going through a time of figuring out who's playing on what role. This one, it just looks much more cohesive for them. When we switch it over to the next map, I know anything can happen again with this team, but hey, they are a map up in this series now. The confidence will be riding high for Paperrex, and if I'm thinking of Boom right now, I'm thinking you just got to be in the scenario that we had a couple of rounds where we're hitting some shots, we're getting our trades, we're getting dirty in towards it. We just need to have a couple more early realization moments coming in towards Fraction X to really just set us on the right path.
For Boom, a loss that will need to be shrugged off. Aim that's going to need to be steadied alongside the nerves. Some decent moments at the start. A couple players were hitting DOS9, continuing to put up some decent performances round over round, but the victory's just not quite coming to fruition. See how they fare bouncing back from this 13-5 with their own map pick here of Fracture. They needed to be a victory. They need to extend this to that third and final, otherwise it will be Paperrex once again going up alongside TRX for the final spot at Masters Toronto. Boom, a chance to run this back, but need to get the reverse sweep. We're gonna get ready to go ahead and send things back over to the analyst desk where they can break down all of the action here, all of the chaos that Lotus delivered.
Bosku.
That's right, and we expected nothing less than chaos. Boom and Paperrex. Paperrex ended up delivering all of that chaos in all of the worst ways against Boom.
Yeah, I mean, Jing, what a fantastic game from him, but Paperrex, their Lotus looks really well drilled at the moment. Like, they are going from strength to strength with this current comp that they're running. Most of the maps where Jing is on the raise, things are going very well for Paperrex at the moment, and in his current form, he's looking like he might be the best player in Pacific. Like, he was in complete flow state that game. It was ridiculous. It's just perfect movement, perfect mechanics, and no one on Boom could even touch him.
Yeah, he could do no wrong. Even just from the very start of the map, he started hot and kept going so continuously all the way through. I don't want to know how many showstoppers he had throughout the game, but it felt like near infinite, ending that game with a fantastic 350 points.
Say something about that. At this point, if I'm the opponent on Lotus, and if I'm standing in water, I would get the heck away because you know Jing loves getting that
He's
spot.
going.
He'll do
going in there.
Shotgun guaranteed.
Yeah. We also saw a nice game from Dust9 on the other side. I think he showed some good levels, some good individual, but the rest of the Boom guys not really there, especially as we look down towards the bottom of that scoreboard there. Berserks and Shiro didn't manage to find their footing into this game, which is something that they do need if they're going to topple a Titan like PRX.
Yeah, if we're going to reverse we need 5 big Booms. There's only one in the server right now. And NC Slash did alright, actually.
Yeah,
he was on the breach and he was fragging. Okay, like half the time he's holding util. He was shooting a fair few people, but 100%. This is a problem for Boom. We cannot go missing anymore, guys. There's no more losses that we can possibly have. And look, it's really hard to fight the group stage allegations at this point. It's getting very difficult, guys. We both predicted for you, but it's getting hard.
I'm gonna huff the copium. I thought that was actually better than it was against Gen G. It was better than it was against Gen G. And you know, Boom did have some nice moments. We can take a look at the replays here.
Both of you guys picked Dust9.
Yeah, we did. Dust9. So, look, talking about Dust9, I mean, I feel like this clutch in particular we had to talk about. I felt like he played it so well. He made the little step running towards A, baits pattern across, smokes on A, buys himself so much time, positions himself nicely in this off angle. This was so clean. This is textbook one-on-one play.
Yeah, I mean, Dust9 winning multiple clutches for them that were mostly the only rounds that Boom got. The only other round that they got was actually a pretty nice approach to the C post plan.
Yeah.
They recognized that the Steel Garden was there for PRX. You have to recognize what kind of game plan your opponent's going to come in with to be able to actually complete the retake. So the fact that they were able to play outside of C Mound, nice drone to actually set up Famous onto the line there, able to get that first pick, and then from here they recognize what the retake plan is for PRX, and they're already playing around it before it starts.
Yeah, I love this. Famous not afraid to go forward. That's exactly what you should do. You don't want to be locked in on that Lotus C site because the retake becomes so much easier when they have all that space if you just move all the way back from long. Famous stays on site, pushes into Waterfall, makes life hard so they can't take the space with that Steel Garden.
Well, one thing's for sure, you guys did pick the correct Boom player as far as map one goes. But I mean, I expect good things from Dust9 continuing on, and I do hope we get a full series today. I know a lot of fans here in Pacific have come to like both of these teams a lot. Now, Jing, we were talking about his performance and how, you know, you're saying he's probably one of the best players here in Pacific now.
Yeah, I think so. Like, when he's in this flow state, he has just continued to deliver. Every single series, Jing is fragging on the duelist, he's fragging on the controller, and for PRX, he really is just the best player right now. And the thing is, when your Raze is in flow state like this, you know, this is the agent that he's known for. You're just able to get so much momentum for your team because you're making plays, you're getting those opening picks, but also you can see just how many showstoppers this man is stringing together, getting 3 or 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, those are game-changing ultimates, round-winning ultimates that he just constantly had, and I feel like when you have such a strong Raze, it's easy to see why they like to lean into maps like Lotus. He can completely run it over because Raze is so strong here. Jing, a huge part of this PRX resurgence. And yeah, he's gonna have to get them one more map here.
Yeah,
continue towards
1.6 kills around. He's killing 1.5 people around.
It's insane how he's been doing. We have been seeing him play Raze for so long.
Yeah.
Do you guys see any difference in how he used to play Raze with this team versus how he plays it now? It looks a lot more controlled in a way. It's not so volatile where he's just sending himself in by himself.
I think for me, he's definitely set up a little bit more. We see the, Patman joining as a support player who's obviously very good at enabling Jing. But what I do like is he hasn't lost all that flair that he used to have. We still see him go waterfall on C. We still see him sit in a smoke with a bookie. I feel like he's combining the old school, what made him great back in the day, which was the craziness, with the sort of more modern approach of being properly set up and having some coordination with his teammates.
Now, what's really interesting is today's map pool is exactly the same as Paperrex played yesterday, except in a different order. Obviously, it's not T1 today, it's Boom and it's Fracture, and both of these teams historically good on Fracture until yesterday. How do you guys want to break this down? Because Paperrex looked awful yesterday.
Boom, good on Fracture. No, I'm kidding. Paperrex, I think, look, it was a very good map and a map that they picked for a lot of the year so far. It's been a map that they have been able to reliably go to and be able to pick it up in a series going through kickoff into this current iteration of the roster. So I can see why they would pick it into the series against T1 yesterday. They had an absolute shocker of a game. I know that they're going to deliver a better performance than that, but how much better is the question. For Boom, it's been a pretty solid map for them as well. I know that they're going to be backing themselves on this map. They've been getting some good dubs. They've been picking it a little bit, but not too much. So, look, I think they're going to be quite confident they can win this one, and they did win it over Paperrex in their head-to-head that they played against each other, and DOS9 had a fantastic game there on the Brimstone as well.
Yeah, this isn't Boom just looking at that game yesterday and going, ha ha ha, something, one kill, let's pick it. It's more thought out than that, and I think it's a map where they actually feel confident in their own gameplay. They know PRX are going to deliver a little bit of a stronger performance today, but as you say, they already have that head-to-head. I think they're able to understand how PRX want to play this map, so that's why they're choosing to pick it, and I think that's why they'll still be feeling okay in this series. They are still alive in this series, people. I'm hanging on to my prediction. DOS9's going to deliver me a victory.
Well, tell me then, Boom is a very different team than T1, and if you think they are still going to pick apart what Paperrex has, well, let's assume they'll be using the same comp. What kind of things do you want to see from Boom facing us?
So it's a double duelist, right? The Paperrex have. It's Neon, it's Raze, and it's very, very fast. And, they didn't deal with the pace of double duelist well in this first map. I think they have to do a better job of when this double duelist is actually bursting at you, when Jing is satchelating, you have to isolate the rest, deal with that, initial insurgence a little bit better. You can't be letting Jing get clean entries on you all the time. He's opening up sites entirely by himself. They need to find a way to shut down that hard entry.
I think it might be hard for them to do that, though, because they're not playing the Vice usually on this map. So I think that was critical for Meteor to play the Vice. It's going to come down to a lot more of the execution-based reactive utilities. Sky Smokes, Fault Lines, the Teo utility as well is going to be absolutely key. So you're looking at DOS9 again here. But the formula is there for T1. It's solid macro play that picks apart this burst style. It's gathering info. It's actually taking map control and being fluid on the defense rather than just all retaking through spawn side. Paperrex is going to death ball and run it down at the sites on the attacking side, and you need to be able to set up and have a clear retake plan.
I also have one more question. This is, a really good analysis there. But yesterday, especially you, Big Time, you were like, all in Paperrex. Paperrex could do no wrong, blah, but then... What about today?
This was the hardest prediction of my life. I was torn between my head and my heart here, and I went with my heart with Boom. But I believe both these teams have what it takes to make it to Toronto. I think the winner of today goes. We do have our agent picks coming in. No big changes for Paperrex. Something back on that Brimstone. Looking at the redemption arc, and we are seeing Jing staying on that Raze, Forsaken on that Neon, a patented style for them now.
Yeah, Paperrex wanted to play that burst style on attack to start things off. Boom needs to be ready for that. They need to be able to slow them down and stop them. I want to see Famous get on the AWP. It's what we saw there from Buzz. Getting on those AWP info lines was very, very key. Getting the info with the Teo drone. I think Berserk is going to have a harder time on the Killjoy though.
Yeah, when you're running this double duelist, you want to contact a little bit. You want to get space for free. So having that deep AWP really picks them apart.
From China with love.
Famous has to be able to emulate that. Get himself active again today.
Well, this is going to be a really exciting one. You guys are still Boom believers? We're going to go to map 3?
Yeah, of course. DOS9.
They need to step up. They need to step up individually at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. It needs to be at least 2 or 3 players having a good game here for Boom.
All right, well, we're going to have to wait and see. We got friends here facing against each other. They sing karaoke with each other, and now they're going to send each other home. We're going to send it back to our casters, Achilleos and Komodo. It's not Paper then. I almost said Paper.
He's younger, he has hair. How is this so difficult, Victoria? God, just
I appreciate that.
You know, I gotta defend you. When you're sitting in the chair next to me, I gotta back you up unless you're Paper. I'll always tear you down. Because it's funny. Anyway, we're gonna get into the action here and see if Boom are gonna be able to run this back. It is the third map in this series.
100th map for Jing as well in VCT Pacific. So I'll see if he can get another one going here, though.
Yes. Contact. That's going to be the sun coming out a little bit too late for Zerx. Cannot get the trade up. Equalizes. Hello, something.
Ini something pakai brimstone 2 digit lagi ya
but then has his life wrested away from him. As Jing has another fiery hot start here to the pistol round. Push out. This is going to be the 4K. Has the paint shells. Might try to spread the love around here a little bit more, as
hang on.
Might be regretting that, but there you go. Goes off the peak, finds it. 4-piece for Jing on the raise. And that is going to be 3-0 in pistols for Paperrex across the set now.
Yeah, it always makes it harder for a team, isn't it? When you're not getting the pistol rounds that you're generally finding two on the backhold as well, right? So a bit of a roughy, but it's good to see that Jing starts off from where he left off in the last map. Now, cast your mind back to when we did first see these two teams play each other in the group stage. Week number 3, Patman's first game with Paperrex. They had Fracture in the pool. It's a pretty close scoreline in the end. Jing dropped 27 kills back then as well. So with him already just having an absolute belter in the first map, imagine a world in which he can consistently do that coming into here yet again. A-main control for Boom. They'll take the orb. And with just the Killjoy turret to protect the B site and Berserks in the back lanes, well, it's just going to be free territory for Paperrex here in...
Gua tahu nih kenapa pakai smoker tuh something gara-gara si 4 second pakai neon.
See if they actually try to make a go of this, or if it's just going to be a stack up, pick off 1 or 2 exits, and then die to the spike. So one of the things that you don't want to do is give Jing those last 2 charges.
Yeah. Something in Divide going with the same pistol plate, so the bonus rounds can be brought up with next round.
Patman able to find himself a second kill as Dawson will swing out. Gets the headshot. Looking for a little bit more. Berserks will make it somewhat costly. And Jing now 1 away. Shiro sat here in sewer, going to try to stay alive, but Divide on the hunt. We'll go ahead and put him down, get his second charge towards that ult. Not flawless, but damn near close to it. Paperrex 2-0 start.
100% increase in the kill performance as well for something compared to yesterday. So you'll definitely take that one. Sorry to highlight that one, folks, but it definitely was a pain point to a degree for Paperrex.
Something pakai brim.
Oh, for sure, right
now.
Yeah.
A gain is a gain.
Yeah, and they did win the series at the end, so as I said, they wipe off that first map in that series from their minds. They come out with a reverse sweep, and they already have map number 1 in this series. So now, coming in towards the bonus round, let's see if Boom are going to be able to answer back. An operator has been purchased up for Famous Glass Cannon style yet again, as it's a south side control approach for Paperrex silently.
Main kompetitif
and Divide will cross that rope to meet with the team 2.
Oh, the contact of the turret. Zerx on the peak, able to find Jing.
Yeah, raid boss down.
Gets the showstopper in death. Best way possible for Boom's odds here. As he tried to deny bonus conversion. That Paperrex was able to do to get off to such a hot start on that defense on Lotus.
Yeah, just keeping the operator poised towards Dish as well. Just isolates a whole angle of the map that Boom don't essentially need to just worry about right now.
Lama gini cuy, kayak mode
still to play
VCT
contact over at Arcade 2, so you really only need to have a bit of focus towards the south side entries of the map. And Paperrex is still going to be leaning towards B, so we'll see what the members there for Boom are going to be able to do.
Fast lane to try to escort them forward. Tucked into the corner, never checked here, but might not matter as Forsaken finding 1. Now peeks back out there. Made aware. Patman still with that Spectre. Himself another 2 kills. Forced to reposition.
Itu something brim anjing.
Smokes get ready to dissipate.
Gua tutorialin gak sih pakai brim, Cok?
Nothing to flush him out, but double stuns available here for Shiro and Famous. Shiro finding 1.
Mati kan
dia. The Vandal recovered, picked up.
Something pakai Brim
Pushing
udah
forward.
aneh, Cok. Wait.
The pistol drawn out here in the smoke. Dissipating.
Ya. Kalah,
Tags
wah.
to the 60. Swinging around, the off shot
Aduh,
gonna be good for you. Is
Batman.
famous. Bonus conversion not to come through, but still, again, so much damage suffered.
How many times have we seen Boom win a round and it's only one member surviving and it's taking that operator into the next one? I mean, yeah, it's awesome that they're able to get online. They're able to, you know, in the early stages, not see Paperrex just run away with it. But they have to be winning these ones a little bit more convincingly. Like the fact that Forsaken noted getting in towards the tower and Berserks isn't able to dispatch of him. Patman is getting all of these trades. If he doesn't allow Forsaken to just, Famous to just retreat a little bit and bring out that operator shot, that would be the third one for Paperrex, you would assume.
Bro.
You mentioned that Jing got the showstopper in depth. Well, now that's available, accompanied by a Rolling Thunder.
Go for the classic new turn setup. Rolling
Nine.
Thunder them forward with the showstopper.
Dust9 also doesn't have any shield here.
Showstopper now going to be sent. Jing expecting some pressure off the back of that fault line, but in fact it is just a massive retreat over towards that rope, which that's going to be a decent amount of splash damage on the Dust9. Drop down from Shiro. Is able to find one, but
Nice,
Paperrex
itu loh,
opens
something
up the
loh.
firing squad. 2 more kills in reply.
Yeah, good trades. They'll settle themselves down now for the post plant. Remember, the Rolling Thunder is available.
Still in the back pocket here to try to defend. Situated here in main. Famous just taking a bit of a blind shot there. Forsaken is asleep at the wheel. Well, that's going to force the Rolling Thunder. Connects on the 2. Time continuing the tick here.
I love
Fault line gets sent. Swoop out. Berserk's good to find Jing. Comes up with that kill, but they still need to break through the door. Berserk's trying to lead the charge. Finds the headshot. Release Patman now.
Trot.
Alone to try to clutch it out.
Yeah,
Some
Patman.
damage across.
Lu
The stun.
nge-clutch.
Connecting. The op shot missing.
Wah,
The NC
lah.
Slasher hitting,
No
but
time.
the time is not there.
Nice
Paperrex,
one.
a war of attrition. They narrowly win. As it's going to be a Red
Nice
Bull
one,
clutch,
Batman.
everyone dead, but the round theirs.
Yeah, Boom
Coba
very
lu
scared from the
nge-clutch-nya
showstopper at
nge-kill.
drop,
Beuh,
understandably
mega
so
gila.
as well. And then the Rolling Thunder to really push them back before they have any time to just clear the whole site, focus on the main angle. Like you're removing an opportunity where something has the incendiary as well. And you're thinking, all right, this is looking okay. You got a 2 versus 1, or it was a 3 versus 1 in fact, before
Aduh,
Patman
ini
managed to bring it
salahnya,
to that 2 versus 1 and just
lepas,
bought
anjir.
himself enough time. Take that one as you are for Paperrex, with everyone dying, so they will have to reinvest here. But similarly for Boom, I mean, they didn't survive with too much either.
Udah kecil baik.
Forsaken, does he just go for it? Big
Thinking
stealth
about it.
trying to open up the door here.
Trot.
Oh, looking for that
Aduh.
2-person face forward. Jing now trapped into the corner. The
Wait,
Armageddon starting to go across. Patman going to be taken down as Dawes9 is able to find 1. The rest of the players trying to escape, but Forsaken eventually found. Dawes9 now with an orbital strike online. Famous
Hey.
on a nice line is able to find Jing to buy. Forced basically just to drop out of the smoke, try to find something. But
Bola something
Boom.
Brim.
I feel like they might be finding their footing for realistically the first time here in this series. Flawless would do wonders for them. Something will
Jing
take that
dapat
away
dong.
from them. But an ace clutch to move up 4-1.
Tuh,
Seems like it's
bandelnya
out of the
Iron
cards.
anjing.
40 seconds and he can reposition towards
Bandelnya
the
something.
B side if he wants. He is one away from the orbital, smokes an incendiary, but I think priority have the gun available for the next round. Probably one of the most clean rounds we've seen from Boom so far here
ngeplan kan?
today.
Turret set up around the back. Smoke's coming down. They in audio distance. It seems like they haven't
Anjay,
realized
masih
what to
bisa
do, but now they
ngeplan.
will.
How much does he get here?
Spike planted.
Shift walks over. Is it just going to be the long wraparound? He's got the orbital to buy himself some time. He could
Tuh, kalau
reroute
something ini nge-clutch
through
nih,
sewers if
gacor
he
sih.
wanted to. Looks like it is just going to be the setup here at Arcade. Shots starting to come through, and it's not going to be good
Bisa
for
ya
either of
begitu
them.
ya, Brim.
2 players
Harus
narrowly
gua ajarin
surviving.
anjir, gua
Boom.
pakai Brim.
Bring this back just 1 round
Udah
separating.
gitu anjir.
Importantly, it's
Jangan
just the team going
mantep-mantep, spray,
together
ingat.
as a unit there to make sure they're getting the trades.
Spray. Kalau
Not
mantep-mantep
leaving
tuh,
anything
lu
up to
cuma
chance,
nyicil
not leaving any
badannya dia
opportunity for
doang.
something to be able to come out with it. I really do like the scrap battles that they have and the combination of
Hoki banget tuh,
utility
Berserk.
around the door as well, right? You're getting in the Armageddon, the Aftershock, the fault line. You're just really making Paperrex have a bad day with gaining any space and any just solidified positions that they can try and shoot back from. And it'll push them on towards the eco round now as well. Forsaken doesn't have an overdrive available, so that Bucky is just going to be let in somewhere with the Nikes. A duel early in the tree.
Keluar mulu, Cok. Hitam lo, makin hitam badan lo.
To the corner, and he's looking to get overwhelmed, but DOS9 is overstepped.
Look at that, bro.
Up here at Arcade, not going to find the shot there for Famous.
Spray tuh, aduh.
Now a weapon upgraded in ahead of that Aftershock. Does get whittled away at, down to 11.
Yeah, they could try and get the spike plant down here. You got to think about a lockdown. Maybe you have to drop the orbital to destroy that one.
Oh, but Patman dies right before they pull the trigger on that, so now working at a pretty big disadvantage.
Nah, gitu bagus.
Pakai
Brimstone ultinya buat hancurin killjoy-nya, bagus.
Jing has since been passed over the weapon, looking on that angle, but Berserk's just outspraying. Not suffering any damage. The Vandal not getting through. Berserk finds another something now dead. And it's just Devi around the back with the Sheriff to try to make it little costly. But he can't find the kill.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. It's okay. It was an eco at the end of the day for Paperrex, but a bit of an investment with the orbital strike, I will say. Trading out the lockdown of Berserks again, though. Boom. Clean rounds breed confidence here for the Wolfpack. So tying things up 3-3, looking to take the lead now as well against the eventual buyout that'll come back for Paperrex. In a round where there's no massive setup to come through on the defensive side, it's going to be those later adjustments and figuring out how to go for those retakes. Now, see the new strategies yet again for this tree control.
I'd rather win.
Yeah, FT ults to try to contend with. By a side, Paperrex still going to be in a little bit of a rough spot as that's unassisted. Forsaken goes in, dies. Famous peeks. Padman dies.
So far, so good for Boom.
Excellent. Well, that's not going to do much of anything there. Puts the fear of God into him with the shorty. Lets him know that this tower position not going to be easily breached. Devi able to find Shiro, but swiftly falls NC Slasher. Famous watching the ropes. Goes ahead, cleans up Jing. Famous, he's gonna go for it. Oh, flash out, maybe not.
I mean, it's just another scenario where you're going together as a team, making sure you're not giving something an opportunity.
Main-mainin, Cok.
Doesn't see him, doesn't see the spike. Something just gonna be sat in position with these jiggle peaks. Gonna be the pain of his existence here. Too many angles to try to clear out.
Anjing lama banget mau mati, Cok, udah kayak VCT anjing.
Once again.
30 seconds left.
What do you even say?
Hey,
you just do it a time and time again. Okay.
Hey,
There we go. It's like when you're playing like some kind of horror game and you see that the creatures are spawned in, but they haven't like activated yet.
Yeah.
So, but you just kind of like see them around the corner. And you're like, oh.
And then you still get jump scared.
I have to go in there. Like, I don't want to do this.
Well done though from Boom, I will say, right? A good little grasp on how they need to be peeking around this one. For Famous, how many times do we see the operator just having to come online for some really good successes for the team of Boom? So it's good to see that they're able to repeat that time and time again. This time, DOS9 not losing to Forsaken early in the round as well.
Dari 3-0
So
ya,
a couple of these little nuances that you want to adjust for Paperrex potentially, but for Boom, you want to keep happening now that you have slightly adjusted and taken the lead, forcing the timeout here for Paperrex.
Well, first one that they've had to call here today. Stand by singular round, but again, about that activation, about that run back potential. I mean, we saw it from Talon, that 0-4 start into an overtime on Fracture itself. Paperrex wanting to avoid a similar situation.
2-0, anjay.
To deliver the 2-0 that person's looking for. This guy came from LA.
Dari LA kah?
I came from Australia.
Actually, I didn't quite get the read what the verb was. Maybe they didn't.
That's all good. A couple of good retakes from Boom. Let's see what the plan is here for Paperrex, if at all anything, right? Because again, another scenario where a team is taking a timeout, not before a rifle round, but before a sort of investment round. Whether or not your game plan is to come in towards this one directly or the one after. Getting close to the lockdown for Devi as well, which can just be traded out by DOS9's Orbital Strike. Very disconnected play at the moment from Boom on this B site.
Turret getting activated. Drive popped, and then Forsaken is just sending it in towards the spawn. He's almost going to come away with 2, and Devi's right there with the follow-up. Jing considers it, pulls off the angle there at the end. The Boom bot not going to be lasting too long, but now a timing here on this lockdown. Placed in front of Gen, but Shiro looking to try to catch them by surprise. Swinging the corner, finds the first. Looks to try to clear it out, but something bails them out. Gets that kill. Now it's on Famous. A Vandal versus 2 Sheriffs, both players full HP. A flash on Molly between them. A reposition. Default line now. Sent, is done connecting. And something just swinging around the back, catching him by surprise.
Gila gitu. Spray, Brim.
Pulled off here off the back of the timeout call. Paperrex ties up at 4-4.
Maybe that timeout was for what to do when that sort of round just there. Quicken towards the B site. You remove a lot of that Killjoy utility. You remove DOS9 first, so you don't have an orbital strike to answer the lockdown. That's a disgusting shot. Not needed in this game. Great work from Shiro, I will admit, in attempt to bring something back for Boom. Wasn't able to get the lockdown done, but 2 kills, providing his teammate into a 1 versus 2, maybe manageable situation.
I think that it's rounds like that that kind of just show the development of Paperrex across the stage, considering how things had begun.
Yeah.
You know, I think back to the start, they were losing every round they committed ults in.
Yeah.
Regardless of weaponry.
They just looked lost and disconnected a lot of the time.
But now well utilized to be able to find themselves a thrifty win. Forsaken looking like he's suspicious about this potential position here, but now as everything gets caught well, it'll be the orbital that takes him down. Nice little trap play set up from the side of Boom as Gunbarrel gets spotted out. Jing still able to find 1 before getting picked apart.
Yeah, you still are at a deficit though as Paperrex here.
Itu atas lu bakar itu.
Plant committed to Devi with the operator, not something that we get to see nearly as much these days. Maybe once Sunset comes back into the mix. For now, we'll have that in hand. Overdrive in the charge of Shiro. Very suspicious about this smoke. Something just trying to stay tucked, and so far has not been flushed out. The jump forward, looks to try to steady it, can't quite make it happen, but has done a significant amount of damage. DOS9 at 30 HP. Famous, however, on the peak, instantaneous, finding Devi, leaving Patman now to try to clutch it out. Finds the first, backpedals, has a full line, even has a rolling thunder. And he's not going to be shy about it, it would seem. Taps the door. Fault line sent. Famous not sticking to it.
Dia Patman,
let's go. Patman, you better. Patman, instant finds that and gets Paperrex back into a lead.
From that 3 versus 4 when the spike plant goes down as well. Devi with the operator managing to at least establish 1. It's unfortunate but that Berserk loses his life when Jing is spotted out there as well, but it's just the trade game, right? It's making sure that the trades, that you're on top of them. Nice idea for the one-way smoke, makes things a little bit awkward, but some good repositioning from Patman, not wanting to give a duel. I think that's really important for a player like him coming into this roster, wanting to prove himself, wanting to be part of the team. So far, so good. Liking what I'm seeing.
Showstopper, Rolling Thunder, no ults to speak of here for the moment for Boom. 3 more rounds to be played in the half. Need to cycle these up. Will take, does get NC Slasher, recharges away. Fast lane, just cutting every single player from the Boom side away from the site.
Guardian and a Judge here for DOS9 and Berserks. But Berserk's still on the other side of the map.
Oh, scan, finding Forsaken, but Devi finding NC Slasher at drop. Player working forward, Famous, trying to put that Sheriff to good use, but can't quite find the hit, can't quite find the head. Jing all the meanwhile ready to just send that Showstopper should it be needed, but right now it is looking like they won't have to. Push forward, the crunch coming in, Forsaken trying to wide swing there.
Don't think he expected him to have a Judge.
Yeah, I think he misjudged the weapon. Yeah,
Mastodon.
Alright, I'm gonna jump off the balcony.
Please don't do that. I need a co-caster here.
My legs deserve to be broken after that joke. Anyway, yeah, don't think he read that one quite so well, but ultimately won't matter too much.
No, not a full investment to come in from them in this round for Boom, so they'll have that coming into the next one, which is now playing catch-up, right? 6-4. The half is at least established for Paperrex in tie or in lead. An operator out for both sides as well. Device still retaining that one. Immediate utility going to be forcing them back out of main unless they want to wait to contest it, which is what Forsaken's going to be doing here. Immediate rotations too for Boom.
Push coming through, and Jing, uncharacteristic whiffs, doesn't even find much damage. Shiro really losing a tiny smattering of armor. Site still does get taken, plant coming in, Rolling Thunder held. But Armageddon, I don't think that Batman's going to be able to get away from this one. Oh, he's barely slides out. What a narrow window. And now he's got the Rolling Thunder at the ready. Orbital Strike will start. Forcing back NC Slasher from drop. Something swinging up towards Sand. Ends up getting taken down as Divine. Fighting one with the off, getting a flash. Rolling Thunder holds the rest of the team back. 2v3, looking for the smoke timing. Forsaken, on the headshot. And they're just picking their targets and nailing them. Patman, what a game so far.
Oh yeah. No, 100% he's just getting involved in all of these duels. He's making sure the flashes are on point for the team and the aftershocks to buy time as well. You look at the Armageddon placement in that one from Shiro. Had he reversed it and had it from the site on out towards main, maybe you're looking at a little bit of a different scenario in flushing the team into the open instead of containing them to be stuck in towards the site. Never really know in the sort of situation like that which way would be more valuable though. 7-5 is what Boom will be chasing for the last round of this half. A couple of valuable ults. Same utility to be poised at the front of A, which they'll actually invest quite a significant amount of numbers toward.
Last round of the half, and it's bound to be a pretty chaotic one based on what we're seeing at the moment, but
Gene Showstopper, I imagine.
They're taking their time with this one. Waiting for contact, waiting for info. Drone on the corner.
Yeah, I am noting that Devi is one away from a lockdown, by the way. They can pivot towards tree if they want. Turret hasn't spotted anything, but still staying around A.
Showstopper opened up, blast forward. Two players over here at Sands. It's going to be NC Slasher taken down.
Nice trade, nice trade.
Dostine actually avoiding damage. Looked like it was going to at least be a bit of splash there. In the end, somehow only a 1-for-1. Lockdown now. Tempo use sent over on B. Keeping Paperrex locked away for the time being. A couple seconds remaining. They can tuck in over towards tower, avoid the detain, and then look to try to get the spike in play.
3 members now here for Boom as well. Don't want to flood in before the plant goes down.
30 seconds left.
Retap, just a spray through. Berserk's able to find him. Forsaken. Massacres too. Divine out, sights back over. Lockdown is brought forward. And Berserk's has his work cut out for him.
Something's quite low.
Takes the first step.
He knows where they've gone.
Alarm bot, yeah. Gets the trigger there. Something escaping forward into tower. Low on HP, as you say. No utility between them. Just a turret. Just going to be the blind push into tower. Berserk's is able to find it. Might just be able to bring this back into their favor. The tap, the scale forward. Forsaken, though. The perfect place at the perfect time at 3K. As it's going to be 8-4. Paperrex out in front once again here at the half.
A big stringing of rounds at the end of that one for Paperrex too. You think it's a pretty early contest that we're seeing between these two teams with a lot of backwards and forwards. And I mean, the round count kind of doesn't give you the full story on this one, does it? Because there's been a pretty lot of close rounds, close scenarios where a single engagement going the other way could have spelled a different result for the rounds. On this map though, Forsaken and Jing not getting too involved a lot in a lot of these fights to win them, so it's good to see that Forsaken, at least at the end of that one, is getting the right timing for the kill there, playing a lot more of the distractor and space creator on this map as opposed to the real kill collection.
Hey! Who's showing up today? We got even more. Trail Monyet chilling out, cheering on Boom, it would seem here perhaps, or maybe even just a former Paperrex team from Monyet.
We might have to challenge later as well.
It's market research, you know?
Market research.
Yeah, just on the ground, just seeing what's going on, trying to figure everything out.
Lah.
Which one's more impactful?
Jet, something
well, we haven't
Brim.
seen something's Jet today, so
not today.
I think by default you have to give it the Jing there.
I mean, yesterday there was a really good to the moon rise up between the maps and the changes, but yeah, Jing Rays today, map number 1, gorgeous. Map number 2, room for improvement. But together as a team, Paperrex are certainly looking to get the job done. 8-4 at the half, with Paperrex now going on to this defensive side, though for Boom, casting more eyes towards them to see what they're going to be able to do here. Of course, 5-0 in group stage, coming in with the first seed, skipping the early stage of this bracket, losing the first one. If they lose this one, 2-0 as well, that's very hurtful.
Just one on the north side. Nice set there for now, as Famous jumping forward here. All's in control of Boom completely and utterly, but that's going to go ahead and call for a 3-player push out from that B side, but Berserks just had it aligned but couldn't quite find that final shot. Still does an immense amount of damage, finds a kill on the Jing, opens things up here for the team. Dawson overwhelmed here at the attacker's spawn. He's taken down at the spike, now planted.
Something does have 3 Sky Smokes as well. Put them to his heart's content.
Tap at the door, the bounce forward. Shiro, great readjust. Finds something. He's taking Shiro, and NC Slasher is going to be taken down. Now it's just sliding Neons right at each other, but Famous comes out on top. The tap at the spike. The Sheriff from the buy, and he hits him right between the eyes. Every single pistol.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Not a single pistol to come through for Boom in this one. And that just, how difficult does it make it here?
It's such a good start as well. Nearly finding that second and...
A last
just
shot.
Far too clean.
Yeah. Dot crosshair accuracy on that one. Do like to see it. He's had his moments in this map. Nothing too super stellar, but a couple of big frags with that operator earlier, with the Sheriff just there as well, an important one. It's a force up, though, with the plant going down for Boom.
In a huge way. Glass Cannon Bulldog. Yeah. Jing around the corner. Putting some damage through there. Patman swinging in, trying to reinforce this position. Dawson, however, is able to collect 2. Opens things up a bit, while Berserks, Glass Cannon, coming up with value.
Getting cheeky.
Tries to slide up into the smoke. Forsaken still slow walking in the halls with that outlaw.
Dawson holding for it though.
Forsaken finding the first shot. Can he pick up the weapon? He's going to look to do so. Ends up dying though. Berserks from drop. Finding it. Something now. Has to try to pull this one off. Shiro, Salvo's at the ready. There's the tap. Forcing it back away, guaranteeing that there's just not going to be enough time. Berserks will end up falling. There's something. Collecting the 2 kills. We'll get a couple extra charges up towards his ultimate, as well as retain the weapon. And that is Boom with a much needed Thrifty answer back. It's, you know, a force up here. Forced by victory of their own.
Yeah, one of the more needed rounds for them to stave off any further lead for Paperrex here, just getting down and dirty in those duels, right? A lot of trades to come on out. Berserk's just scoping and bursting, thinking an opportune situation in the 2 versus 2. The fact that he's just able to remove Forsaken on that slide, and they've got salvos in the back lanes waiting for the spike tap. Yeah, the right members doing the right things for Boom in that round. Big tree approach.
Oh. Whiff on the first, hit on the second. Not much damage going to be taken. Devi dead. One of the side anchors now gone here.
You can see Boom fall to play with the numbers together as well here. There's a bit of weaponry on the side of Paperrex still. Forsaken with that now Outlaw. Something with the Phantom from the last round. You are really spread across the map as Paperrex, so taking the initiative to clear some parts of the map. They can further extend and clear all of north side and have to turn back towards A as the stealth drone goes out. Sky Smoke to buy a little bit of time, and you're now fully clearing north side. So it should be the idea for Paperrex that it is A, and they will now know with all this util.
Fast lane set, Patman dropping down, getting tucked in towards default. Slide forward, he's gonna get caught up into the crossfire. As Famous does get taken down, Patman joining in alongside something, finding the kill, but that will push out of the smoke, and Berserk's good for one. Jing, Sheriff shot to the space. Finds another before getting traded out by Shiro. Suddenly, it's Forsaken.
But it's a hard spot to take a retake from.
Is it fast lane for a reposition to try to grab a gun, perhaps?
Planted.
Just a Sheriff at drop. Goes down, finds the first, but oh no, it's full armor striking at the worst possible moment for him.
If it was the other way around, Shiro would have been done, and then maybe you're looking for him to slide in and have a really good how do you do, but just expecting that the kill would polish off his opponent there.
When the protagonist gets shot in the chest, but he had a Bible in his pocket. It caught the bullet and it kept him safe. Still close, you can tell. Paperrex looking to persevere even when they themselves not in the best position weapon-wise.
The way that this is going, though, we're going to have a pretty stacked ultimate round soon.
Drone going out.
North side approach for Boom now, full clearing arcade. Killjoy set up towards B as well. Meanwhile, a bit of a slow peek in towards A main for Paperrex. The further they go, the more info that they get. Together as a team as well, recognize that, well, no one's going to be here. So similarly, like last round, they got all of the north side control. Now you flip it for the south side. And also mean on the other way that Boom can just get into the A site almost scot-free, see that no one's home. Have some time to set up for a post plant here.
Everything wide open.
Udah bagus Forsaken masuknya tuh.
Door left unlocked, and Boom looking to just make themselves right at home.
Waduh.
Jing though, nice shot, finds the kill there on a Famous, but NC Slasher coming away with two, as well as finding an immense amount of damage on the Jing before getting taken down by the Showstopper. Something trying to steady those shots, but DOS9 a little bit faster with it. Finds the headshot, keeps him with the advantage. And Devi is still at B with a judge.
Yeah, and they already noted where Jing was as well with the Showstopper, right? So this round is pretty much just done and dusted.
He's going to try to juggle the weapon over here to his teammate. Get the upgrade. Will be able to do so. And that's going to be them going for a save. Boom. Looking to claw this back 3 rounds consecutively.
Yeah.
Just 2 away from tying it up.
Essentially, the delayed bonus rounds coming into this one as well, right?
Yeah,
so
we're finally getting there.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about this track by track for Paperrex, but what about Boom? I mean, they're slowly starting to figure out what they need to do on this attacking side. The next gun round is going to be a really important one for them to get.
Biar nggak ngantuk-ngantuk banget aja.
Untung banget Takel bisa dapetin 2 kill atau NC Slasher. 2 tap ke kepala. Dosha juga menangin duelnya karena something. Dan timeout kedua harusnya untuk Paperrex. Habis sudah timeout Paperrex, sementara Boom masih belum menggunakan timeoutnya. Jadi setidaknya Boom masih punya garansi untuk melakukan re-strategizing. Dan tentunya para fans Paperrex sudah merasa bahwa mungkin Paperrex akan berangkat ke Toronto, tapi masih ada satu final boss lagi. Di RX.
Di RX
Battle. RX Battle. Paperrex di RX. Sementara kalau Boom yang melaju, ya mereka ketemu lagi. Sama setelah apa yang terjadi di grup Alpha. Paperrex tentunya sejauh ini mulai kehilangan beberapa round di tangan dari Boom setelah tadinya terjadi thrifty ya oleh Boom Esports di buy roundnya Paperrex. Menurut gue itu udah nge-swing momentum banget untuk Boom Esports. Sementara Paperrex reset akan mereka lakukan 2 sheriff. Dan lihat, Forsaken satu lagi bisa overdrive.
Iya.
Dan gue yakin mungkin mereka bakal mencoba untuk ngambil orb. Dan mereka ngambil orb di arah dish. Yang menurut gue juga masih paling aman lah.
Iya, benar.
Ini orb yang paling aman yang bisa lo ambil. Timbang mungkin di arah arcade maupun di arah B main atau juga di arah A main. Dan overdrive, complete. Stun dibuka, Berserk harus lari. Flying Fox. Momen lagi hampir terjadi. trauma besar yang membekas, tapi sekarang Famous yang akan maju ke arah Heaven ini masih diawas dan benar tumbang. Sudah ada Vi dapetin killnya. Anti slicer pun hilang, overdrive ya sempurna. Dosha masih bisa menjadi penyelamat tapi tidak untuk lama. Paperrex, Thrifty yang kita takuti terjadi lagi. Now it's just up to Berserk, 1 melawan 3. 1 outlaw,
sniper lawan 3 orang
rival. Impossible. Paperrex di bawah 40 detik memenangkan round ini. Dan dengan situasi ekonomi yang terbatas, mereka maksimalkan Paperrex.
Game itu bagusnya yang awalan doang anjir.
Kau playing Noah separuh aku ini. Dan terjadi lagi kisah lama yang
berbilang kan. Kalau ini tim Iko sumpah. Gua nggak tahu dah gimana cara lu main dah.
Apalagi ini Iko-nya tuh Iko yang
lumayan lebih
buff tau gak sih?
Ngebuff karena 2 rifle kan.
2 rifle 1 overdrive.
Iya. Batman ini sakit, Cok.
Itu maksud gua. Kalau Paperrex Iko, sumpah, gua nggak tahu gimana caranya. Makanya lu harus main sedisiplin mungkin. Dan terbukti untuk kedua kalinya di map ini. Paperrex mendapatkan Thrifty. Momentum kembali coba untuk direbut. 10-7. Orbital Strike online. Rolling Thunder online untuk Paperrex. Bumi Sports. DOS9 punya Orbital Strike. Gua nggak tahu eksekusi seperti apa yang akan dimainkan oleh Boom Esports. Terlihat bahwa mereka defaulting. Mereka main pelan, mereka cari info. Dan udah ada fault line, udah ada drone, ada relay bolt yang kena temen sendiri. Flash untuk mengantar Forsaken ke pick main. Kayaknya side B yang akan jadi tujuan dari Boom Esports. Tapi ini alarm botnya cukup depan. Alarm botnya cukup depan dan lu lihat ditahan Molly. Ngandelin Shorty, 1 kill. Operator dari Forsaken. Dan Forsaken jadinya nggak bisa diusir. Karena bridge-nya hilang. Jadi Forsaken nggak bisa diusir dan Jing. Itu adalah spot favorit dia. Dan Famous juga akan tumbang di tangan Davai. Tapi Shiro memberikan keadaan. Armageddon akan ngusir. Orbital Strike juga akan menumbangkan 1 pemain. Shiro masih survive. Rolling Thunder. Dan coba untuk diterus. Beneran connect. DOS9 punya Orbital Strike. Tapi tetap aja ini baru ngeplan. Ini baru ngeplan. Terlalu lama. Ini bisa di stick sama Paperrex. Dan 11-7. Paperrex bahkan menumbangkan DOS9. Dan di angka 11 ini Boom harus ikut.
Secara nggak langsung mereka akan memberikan match point pada Paperrex dengan tangan terbuka. Something di last bullet ya dapetin kill. Paperrex mulai melejit jauh dari apa yang kita lihat di group stage ini. Paperrex yang reborn sama yang seperti lu bilang. Paperrex dan Boom sama-sama beda group stage-nya. Dengan playoff. Masalahnya untuk Boom ini kayak lagi agak geter lah. Untuk Paperrex mereka jadi
Boom
much better.
My forehead, bro.
Boom sign my forehead. Ya ini agak sedikit mengerikan untuk Boom karena mereka tahu bahwa 2 round lagi mimpi-mimpi yang mereka jual kepada para fans mereka akan sirna seketika. Dan disinilah mereka harus menunjukkan insting mereka sebagai Hungry Beast. Sementara Paperrex 2 angka lagi untuk memastikan rematch ataupun lebih tepatnya untuk memastikan final battle untuk tiket menuju Toronto melawan DRX di lower bracket selanjutnya. Paperrex sepertinya akan lumayan agresif. Mereka push Boom Esports smoke yang hanya akan memenangkan first lane. Tiara Bimen tadi. Forsaken dengan operator ini bisa colong satu sepertinya. Agak mengerikan. Forsaken dapat Indonesia. Kill yang begitu signifikan.
Gitu, bro.
Sementara Jing juga langsung menggebuk Famous di arah tower. Dua pemain hilang cepat. Dan boom, di ambang kekalahan. Shiro Berserks dan NC Slasher.
Pakai
tiga darah muda ini. Dan ditugaskan untuk menyelamatkan round. Tapi gue juga yakin mereka pasti bingung mau kemana. Mereka pasti bingung mau ngapain. Sumpah, senjata terbatas, space gak ada. Dan sepertinya call ke arah A-main yang akan mereka tuju. Yang akan mereka lakukan. Karena secara nggak langsung A-main atau A-side kosong. Davai tapi sudah mengisi spawn. Dan Fatman juga bersiap ke backup para pemain. Dari Paperrex, something juga sudah datang. Dan ini sepertinya akan super sulit untuk Boom Esports. Berserks turun mengambil risk, mengambil resiko untuk bermain dekat. Tapi Patman dengan headshot yang begitu manis mendapatkan kill. NC Slasher, finger di tangan, belum dicek sama sekali. Dan Shiro terbakar, harus keluar dari sarangnya. Satu kill dan Paperrex match point. Boom Esports, satu kekalahan lagi. Maka usai sudah semua kerja keras mereka di group stage.
Nice try BME.
Wah, ini sih gila banget.
Gila, Cok, bisa begitu.
Posisi itu tuh cuman perkara miss timing. Forsaken ngepick cuma sepersekian detik. Karena setelah Forsaken dapetin kill, itu Boom baru mau execute tuh gak? Itu timingnya buruk sih memang sih. Cuman kalau kata orang-orang belum 13 belum usai. 12-7. Belum 13 belum usai.
Benar.
Boom Esports justru di titik kayak gini lah mental mereka diuji.
Benar-benar.
Maka mereka bisa tetap tenang, tetap positif untuk memainkan round demi round yang ada. Boom Esports
kalah
benar perjuangan mereka di group stage harus terbuang begitu saja. Control udah mulai diambil, udah mulai kelihatan. Davai dengan spot satu pemain dia akan mundur. Nano Swarm maka di-pull sama Famous dan nice kill jelas. Karena terlalu cepat pergerakan dari Famous yang gak di-aware. Ketahuan. Ada satu pemain Paperrex main di balik smoke. Jing down, something unnecessary. Dan oke, second udah ketahuan. Dia ada di area flank. Oh, dia gak ketahuan. Sikutnya kelihatan. Dan Forsaken akan mirip ini. Famous low HP, dia bakal dipirit terus. Tapi dia akan menjadi easy kill artinya untuk Famous.
Iya, tembakin terus.
1 lawan 4, Fatman. Tapi ini tugas Fatman ya, bikin mahal aja udah neraka banget buat Boom. Iya. Kalau Fatman bisa dapat 2 lagi aja, ini udah neraka banget buat Boom. Tapi Fatman kayaknya nggak mau ngetry, karena emang kayaknya ya kayak Dava itu nggak punya duit, jadi kayaknya disimpan. Shiro akan nyari, Dosnine akan nyari.
Oh no.
Ayo dong, cepetan dong, main makan gua.
Dua-duanya ke delay. Itu menurut gua bahaya banget. Jadi menurut gua udah stop sampai sini sih.
Selamat anjing.
Gak ada yang tumbang. Jadi lu masih bisa ngedropin rekan lu tuh 1 biji tuh.
Ini good initiative sih dari Famous. Menurut gua kalau Famous udah dapetin kill itu
selesai sudah.
Susah untuk Boom.
Itu selesai sudah malah.
Aduh, sikutnya kena.
Dan ya, para pemain Boom sepertinya masih terlihat aman. Masih terlihat cukup terkendali. Tapi ya mereka bermain dengan 1 nyawa basically.
Yap.
Dan memang serigala nggak punya 7 nyawa seperti kucing. Rex bermain cepat, angle tinggi lagi-lagi Dosya yang terculik Smoker.
Spot terbaik Jing anjir.
Dan Boom harus memutar otak mereka untuk mensiasati round ini. Sementara Paperrex mereka akan cukup dengan 1 kill tadi ke arah orang Dosya. Berserks Satu lagi, dua lagi.
Waduh.
Menuju lockdown. Sementara di push. Oh, something.
Gila sampai.
Nge-push ke depan. Overdrive oleh Famous. Tapi boom, mulai runtuh satu persatu. Showstopper dipersiapkan oleh Jing. Menembakkan ke arah yang salah. Lockdown diinisiasikan. Famous nge-pick ke arah yang salah ternyata. Tapi masih ada kill yang datang dari NC Slasher. Is this it? It is over. Boom Esports.
Bro.
Mimpi yang mereka bangun. Mimpi yang mereka janjikan kepada para Hungry Beast sirna di hadapan Paperrex. Terlalu mulus untuk Cinderella story.
Terlalu keras
dan
lawan
Paperrex
lu, Boom.
yang tetap akan menggugurkan Boom Esports dan mimpi-mimpi mereka menuju Masters Toronto.
1 menit 40 detik terakhir di round 21 barusan adalah menjadi mimpi buruk untuk Boom Esports yang dimana menghentikan langkah mereka di stage 1 kali ini.
Lawanmu terlalu keras,
Tapi
Boom.
pastinya GG untuk Boom Esports. Nice try juga. Mereka bisa untuk mengalahkan mayoritas tim, of course, semua tim yang mereka hadapi selama stage 1 di group stage kemarin. Good game, well played, dan gua harap kekalahan demi kekalahan yang ditelan oleh Boom Esports selama playoffs kali ini akan menjadi pengalaman dan juga pembelajaran yang begitu mahal untuk bisa mempersiapkan diri mereka di stage 2 nantinya. Dan Paperrex selepas mereka bisa menang
mana
2
sih
round
main
berturut-turut di lower bracket, mereka membabat habis tim demi tim.
Gila, Jing, maknya Jing, Cok.
Mereka masih mempunyai mimpi menuju ke arah Toronto nantinya. Dan kita akan kembali melihat Rex Derby untuk di lower bracket. Tapi pastinya sekali lagi good game untuk Fracture, at least dari Boom Esports mendapatkan hasil yang lebih bagus dibandingkan dengan Lotus sebagai map yang pertama tadi, menutup dengan angka 13-8. First skillsnya pun juga gak terlalu timpang antara Boom dan juga Paperrex. 11 berbanding 10 di sana. Cuman Paperrex balik lagi, mereka adalah menjadi tim yang clutch-nya kuat sekali, thrifty-nya kuat sekali. Jadi beberapa kemenangan-kemenangan yang coba untuk diambil oleh Boom Esports ini kayak terbayar lunas gitu untuk di round demi round selanjutnya. Memang ini menjadi bittersweet untuk kita semuanya, apalagi untuk para sobat Hungry Beast di luar sana ya. Lumayan anti klimaks juga sebenarnya cerita
Batman,
dari
MVP,
Boom
gila.
Esports. Yang dimana
Double
kita
digit
bisa
semua
melihat data demi
bagus,
data
bagus.
di sini Paperrex. Pemain-pemain mereka masih bisa untuk ngedeliver kill demi kill yang cukup berimbang juga ya.
Gila, Paperrex dari
sebenarnya.
lower bracket
Tidak
masih
ada,
bertahan,
tidak ada
anjir.
pemain di sini yang terlalu down perform. Dan juga Famous sebenarnya udah lumayan kembali lagi dengan OP-OP gameplaynya juga ya. Tapi at the end of the day, MVP of the match kita kali ini adalah Patman yang sudah ngedeliver 19 total kills dan juga 28% total headshotnya. So, this is the end untuk para Hungry Beast di lower bracket. Dan sekali lagi pembelajaran banyak sekali menurut gua untuk pemain-pemain Boom Esports ini. Cuman yang mungkin menjadi salah satu pembelajaran paling gede yang bisa kalian berdua lihat untuk Boom Esports selama di playoffs ini apa, Is?
Cara nge-handle pressure sih. Kelihatan
Setuju.
mereka gak confident. Setuju. Dan karena mereka gak kalah seperti yang gue bilang, mending lu kalah sekali dah.
Gila,
karena menurut gue 5-0 tersebut secara gak langsung bikin mereka sedikit complacent dan
thank you.
kayak gak ngerasain caranya recover dari kekalahan. Itu yang harus mereka pelajari, cara recover.
Having them activate would certainly be well.
많이 개인 방송에서도 돈독한 모습을 보이고 있는데 팬맨 선수가 합류하고 나서 좀 어떤 분위기 변화가 있었는지 한번 물어보고 싶어요. You know, ever since Patman joined, I haven't had a chance to ask you. We see a lot of you two together on stream as well. Can you tell us like the positive energy? Can you tell us about him?
I mean, I think Patman is a really like motivated person and he has really good comms and really good like team player. I think yeah, overall he's a really good player and yeah.
Just good guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Good
very good
guy. Let's go
팬맨
Batman.
선수가 되게 동기부여도 많이 해주고 스스로도 되게 열심히
Ya loading, oke kita udahan guys. Ini
하려고
loading.
하고 소통적인 면에서도 항상 팀에게 좋은 변화를 가져다 주는 선수고 아주 좋은 선수 일원이라고 이야기를 해줬습니다. 다음 상대 토론토행 티켓을 앞을 맡고 있는 건 DRX입니다. 이제 세 번째 복수전이 되기도 하는데요. 다음 경기 어떻게 예상하는지 한번 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Only one in your way to Toronto is now DRX. Also, it's like a third revenge for you guys.
Ya, udahan dah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like now, like all of us are on fire and like we are really feeling it. So even if we win or lose, just hopefully us and DRX will have a really good game. So yeah, I hope everyone will enjoy the match.
네, 이제 팀원들도 그렇고 PRX가 다시 그 기세를 타고 있다고 생각하기 때문에 그냥 뭐 부담 갖지 말고 그냥 재밌게 한번 경기해보겠다고 이야기를 했습니다. 페이퍼렉스의 찡 선수 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. Thank you, 찡. Congratulations again. Best of luck to you for your next match.
Thank you.
Hello, DRX bro lawannya next. Gila, thank you so much yang udah mampir ya.
All aboard the
lanjut lagi malam buat One Human ya.
Tickets are still on sale if you believe in Paperrex now securing their fourth consecutive win.